Hi all, I wanted to start doing a series of videos breaking down the steps of a real estate transaction from beginning to end. I get a lot of questions, a lot of similar questions, and I want to help people out, help them prepare for buying a home or selling a home. So we're going to start with the buying process, and I'm going to do these in short videos, step by step. So really the first question I get from people is, am I ready to purchase a home? How do I know that I'm ready to purchase a home? And the big question you need to ask yourself is, one, can you handle the payments, which include principal, interest, taxes, homeowners insurance, and if you're not putting 20% down, mortgage insurance. That's a number you're comfortable with. Figure out what that number is. If you're paying rent currently, see what you're paying in rent and see how that can translate to a mortgage payment, right? You also have to consider that there are maintenance issues with homes. You're not a renter anymore, or you're not living, at home. You will have maintenance issues that come up. You want to put away a little bit every month, every year for upcoming expenses, getting the roof replaced, getting a new heater or central air system put in, any plumbing issues that come up. There are always little things that come up, so you want to make sure you'll have extra funds after you pay all of your expenses. So figure out what that number is, that number that makes you comfortable, one. Two, figuring out how much money you're going to need to close, right? The rule of thumb is, if you're purchasing a home in most of the areas around here, your closing costs are going to be between 3 and 5% of your purchase price. It's not a perfect science, but it's a good estimate. So, if you're buying a $100,000 house, your closing costs are going to be somewhere between $3,000 and $5,000. And then, you multiply that by the size of house you're looking for. If you're looking at $1 million house, it could be somewhere between $30,000 and $50,000. And what goes into closing costs? Well, as a buyer, generally you don't pay any commissions to your agent, but you have to pay it for title insurance. You have to pay a transfer tax. You have to pay lender fees if you have a lender involved. You have to pay a year of insurance and taxes for your escrows for your lender. There are all of these things that add up. There's title charges, fees to have your documents notarized, fees to have the mortgage recorded and the deed recorded. There are a bunch of things that go into just that closing cost section of your purchase. On top of the closing costs, you need your down payment. So if you're putting 20% down on a $100,000 house, that's 20 grand. On a $1 million house, that's 200,000. If you're putting 5% down, 10% down, 3.5% down, there are some lenders that have 0% down programs. So figuring out what type of loan works for you, how much you're going to have to put down, and adding your closing costs to it, and that should give you a general idea of how much you're going to need to purchase. So one, are you comfortable with the payments? Two, do you have enough saved? And three, is your credit where it needs to be to purchase? If you're looking to buy with FHA, you generally somewhere between a 580 and a 680. If you're above a 680, you should go conventional, or you can still do FHA. It really just depends on how much you have to put down. FHA buyers put 3.5% down. VA could put 0% down. Conventional, you can do 3, 5, 10, 15, 20%. Depends on, what type of loan you qualify for. So the next question is, okay, I've thought about all these things. I know I feel comfortable. Now what do I do? Well, I recommend calling your realtor first, right? A lot of people say go to a lender and get pre-approved. I personally recommend call a realtor, because realtors have preferred lenders they work with that they know will get the job done, and they know have good rates, have fair costs, and aren't gonna do anything or make the deal much trickier than it needs to be. This is inside knowledge, but a tricky lender can kill a deal, right? And in a tough market where you're a buyer and you're fighting against a lot of other buyers, you want a lender that's going to be available almost 24/7. You want a lender that will call the listing agent and say, yeah, my client has an awesome pre-approval. They've been pre-committed to. They're super strong. This thing is going to go to the table. And you want a realtor that's confident in that lender, that knows their process. So working with the lender the realtor recommends, honestly, it makes the entire transaction easier for all involved, and usually gets you the best end result. So if you think you're ready, if you're thinking you're ready, the number one things to do are, one, prepare yourself financially, and then two, speak to a realtor. The big thing with interviewing a realtor is just making sure the real estate agent fits your needs. If you are someone that is okay with working with a part-time agent that has a full-time job and they're kind of, you know, they can do nights and weekends, but they're a little bit slower, that's fine. If you need someone that's available right away, that can get you there all hours of the day, definitely find a full-time agent. On top of that, just make sure you're working with an agent that knows the market, that understands the market, that has a great track record. Check their reviews, make sure they have a website, you know, maybe call some of their past clients. Do whatever it takes to ensure that person's mold is going to fit what you're looking for. I know I'm not the perfect mold for everyone. I wish I was, but at the end of the day, I try to be, but you know, not everyone is the same. So I understand if there are people that choose to work with someone outside of William Holder Realty, but making sure you mesh with that person's personality is a big part of the process, and understanding their process and how they handle their clients. So this is just a quick snip of the first phase of home buying. The next video will take you into the next phase, which is looking for your home and setting up the search. But I hope this gave you guys some great tips. If you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out. My phone number is 484-744-4053. You can call or text at any time. Email williamholderrealty@gmail.com or visit the website williamholderrealty.com. Kim, Kirk, Dom on the team are always available to help whenever possible. And looking forward to speaking to you soon.